Hey warriors, welcome back to the channel. You think you're poor because you have nothing? Wrong. You're poor because you think like a slave. Machiavelli warned us. Poverty isn't about money, it's about power. And the truth is brutal. The world doesn't pity the powerless, it uses them. The moment you beg for sympathy, you're not asking for help. You're announcing to everyone that you can be controlled. Society trained you to fear scarcity. They told you to stay humble, stay quiet, and be grateful for crumbs. They told you to pray for a better life instead of building one. And while you waited, the powerful moved in silence, taking everything you were told to wait for. That's how they control you. Not with chains, but with obedience. Not by taking your money, but by taking your mind. Machiavelli said, "Men are so simple and so eager to follow needs that the deceiver will always find someone ready to be deceived. When your happiness depends on others' approval, you're already conquered. When you believe poverty is permanent, it becomes your religion. But here's the truth they hide. You can be broke and still powerful. You can be surrounded by scarcity and still think like a king, because kings aren't defined by gold, they're defined by control. The real war isn't about money. It's about mastering your emotions, your time, your energy. A man who controls those controls everything. So stop saying, "I'm broke." Start saying, "I'm building." Stop saying, "I have nothing." Start saying, "I need nothing." Because when you stop acting like a victim, the world stops treating you like one. This isn't motivation, this is war. And today, I'll show you how to think like power, even when the world calls you poor. Drop this in the comments. My mind is my wealth. Poverty is a mind virus. You're not poor because you have nothing. You're poor because you were trained to think small, to kneel mentally long before life forced you to. Poverty starts as infection, a virus that rewires your thoughts to obey and settle. Society calls it humility, but it's really submission. A quiet belief that you were born to serve, not to command. The poor man's curse isn't lack of money, it's worship of limits. He looks at power and calls it evil because he's afraid he'll never have it. That fear becomes his master. Machiavelli said, "He who does not destroy a weak city will be destroyed by it." The same applies to your mind. If you don't destroy weak thoughts, they'll destroy your potential. Every time you say, "I can't," every time you envy, you feed that virus. You give away your inner throne to fear and doubt. The system wants obedient workers, not powerful thinkers. It rewards compliance and punishes rebellion. When you finally question your life, they call you arrogant. But arrogance is not your enemy, it's your awakening. The mind that refuses to bow is the mind that begins to rule. Drop this in the comments. My mind bows to no one. Power is a performance. The world doesn't reward truth, it rewards dominance. Most people fail because they try to look honest instead of strong. Machiavelli knew, appearance creates perception, and perception creates power. If you look weak, you invite predators. If you act helpless, you give permission to be controlled. People aren't kind, they're calculating. They study your tone, your posture, your eyes, searching for fear. The moment they see it, you become prey. That's why power is performance. You must act strong until you become strong. Train your face to stay calm even when your heart burns. Because the truth is, the world can't tell the difference between confidence and reality. If you look untouchable, you become untouchable. Few ever see what you truly are. Machiavelli knew that most people are slaves to appearances, that illusion often controls truth. This is dark psychology, the art of shaping perception to control outcomes. The weak show their pain. The strong hide it like a secret weapon. Even in chaos, the superior man stands calm while others panic. That calmness terrifies the weak. It shatters their illusion of control. Never look defeated, even when you're bleeding. That's not pretending, it's strategy. You wear confidence like armor so enemies waste energy attacking your image while you rebuild silently behind it. The moment you look helpless, people stop respecting you. Respect is not given to the weak. It's earned by those who make others doubt their limits. That doubt is your weapon. In a room full of talkers, be the watcher. When chaos erupts, be the last to speak. When others rush, move slow. The man who appears calm controls the tempo. Weakness isn't just physical, it's visible in your emotions, your reactions, your tone. If your face shows panic, you've already lost. Confidence is your camouflage. It hides fear and blinds your rivals. Let people assume you know more than you do. Let them think you have allies they can't see. Let them overestimate your strength. It's far safer to be overrated than ignored. The world worships images, not truth. That's why kings wear crowns even when their empires fall, because power lives in the performance of authority. You must build that presence even when your pockets are empty. Stand tall, speak less, control your body. You don't need wealth to command attention, only composure. That's what separates those who lead from those who follow. Every look, every pause, every movement, it's part of your act. You're not pretending to be powerful, you're training others to see you as powerful, and once they do, you begin to believe it too. That belief reshapes your destiny. The poor act small because they think small. The powerful act grand because they refuse to be anything less. Never look helpless again, because the moment you do, the world will prove you right. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I perform power flawlessly. The poor man's trap. The greatest poverty isn't about money. It's about emotional dependence. Most people aren't chasing success, they're chasing approval. They want to be seen, understood, accepted. That's the poor man's trap. It feels harmless, but it steals your power faster than hunger ever could. The moment you need others to approve of you, you hand them control over your identity. Machiavelli said, "It is safer to be feared than loved if you must choose." Why? Because love depends on others, but fear you can create by yourself. Validation is a leash disguised as comfort. When you crave it, you sell your emotions cheap. The world gives you nothing and takes everything. The weak talk too much, explaining, defending, begging to be understood. But the powerful know, silence cuts deeper than words. Silence makes people guess. Guessing makes them uneasy. Unease becomes respect. The poor man confuses noise with strength, thinking if he keeps talking, people will believe him. But every extra word reveals insecurity. You can always recognize weakness. It needs to be understood. Strength doesn't explain. The lion doesn't justify its roar. The world already knows what it means. Every time you beg to be seen, you lower your value. Every time you explain your pain, you lose leverage. The poor crave attention because it's the only currency they think they have left. But the rich in spirit use mystery as power. They don't show their wounds, they weaponize them. They walk like they owe nothing to anyone. That's dominance. Dark psychology teaches this. People only value what they can't fully understand. If they can predict you, they can control you. If you're emotionally transparent, they can manipulate you. The cure? Restraint. Let your silence speak. Let your presence do the talking. Because mystery commands more power than noise ever will. Watch how the room changes when you stop explaining yourself. People begin to respect you, not because you demand it, but because your silence scares them. Humans fear what they can't understand. That's where your power lives, in being unreadable. The poor man craves attention. The powerful man craves control. Stop chasing validation like a child chasing light. You don't need anyone's permission to be powerful. You don't need applause to know your worth. Let them misunderstand you. It's a small price for dominance. Validation is addiction. It feels good for a moment, but soon it becomes your cage. Every like, every compliment, every nod, another chain. Break it. Walk away from it. Be willing to be misunderstood, even hated, because that's the cost of true independence. Weak men fear being disliked. Strong men understand that influence always creates enemies. So choose respect over affection. Choose mystery over exposure. Choose command over comfort. Stop explaining. Stop defending. Just exist with quiet authority. That's how kings move. The moment you stop begging to be understood, you start being obeyed. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My silence speaks power. Think like a king. A man with nothing to lose is dangerous, But a man who acts like he already has everything is untouchable. That's where the psychology of kings begins, not in possessions, but in perception. The poor man waits for success to feel worthy. The powerful man uses scarcity as fuel to dominate. Machiavelli said, "The first sign of a wise ruler is seen in the people around him." Kings know that their circle reflects their mindset. Even when you have nothing, act like your time and presence are gold. When you move like a king, people treat you like one. Every gesture, every silence must communicate authority. The world believes what you project. If you project control, it will obey. If you project desperation, it will consume you. Even in poverty, hold your composure, keep your tone calm, your eyes steady, your emotions guarded. These are weapons no one can take from you. The man who commands himself commands destiny. Thinking like a king means refusing to join chaos. Stand still while others panic. Don't react, respond. Don't chase, attract. When you walk into a room, measure it silently. Kings move slow, not because they are weak, but because they trust their dominance. This is dark psychology, control perception, and you control results. Your words must sound final. Your confidence must look effortless. People follow the one who appears certain, not the one who explains. Power lives in restraint. The illusion of confidence is more valuable than real wealth. Poor minds reveal stress. Royal minds reveal nothing. Kings guard emotions because emotions are currency, and wasting them is burning gold. Even when you have nothing, you can still rule with your composure. Control your reactions, your posture, your silence. The weak need things to look powerful. The strong use presence as their weapon. Power is energy, how you walk, speak, and breathe. Control those, and even when you lose everything, you'll still look like the one in command. People follow confidence because it gives them direction. They'd rather trust a calm liar than a panicked truth-teller. That's human nature, and Machiavelli mastered it. Leadership is theater. Every man is performing. So perform your role so well that even you start to believe it. Act like a king long enough, and the world will respond. That's not pretending, that's programming your mind for power. Never look defeated, even when you're losing. Never lower your voice, even when uncertain. Because once you act powerless, you'll be powerless. Royalty isn't about crowns, it's about control. You must think, move, and breathe like power itself. Kings are not born, they are declared. Declare it now. Drop this in the comments. I move like a king. Detachment makes you dangerous. The man who needs nothing controls everything. That truth terrifies the world because society is built on making you need. Everything, ads, relationships, systems, is designed to keep you craving approval, comfort, and attention. But the moment you stop needing, you become untouchable. Machiavelli said, "Men are driven by love or fear." The detached man is feared because he's moved by neither. When you stop craving validation, no one can lure you. When you stop needing affection, no one can break you. Detachment isn't coldness, it's control. It's mastering desire before it masters you. Weak men worship what they lack. Strong men decide if something is worth their energy. Detachment separates desperation from dominance. It sharpens your focus and makes you unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. People fear what they can't predict. The man who stays calm while others panic becomes the center of gravity in every room. He doesn't react, he calculates. He doesn't beg, he chooses. His silence makes others talk. His stillness makes others reveal themselves. The less you show need, the more control you gain over those who do. Detach, and you stop being manipulated by fear, anger, or praise. You become emotionally independent, and that makes you unstoppable. The poor man clings to everything, people, money, opinions, because he's afraid to lose himself. The powerful man can walk away from anything and remain whole. That's true strength. Detachment is your silent declaration. Nothing owns me, not love, not fear, not success. Final affirmation. I need nothing. I control everything. Detachment and power. This isn't cold-heartedness. It's emotional strategy. Machiavelli called it power through independence, the ability to rule yourself so completely that no one else ever can. You can love deeply, but never need deeply. You can care, but never depend. That difference separates kings from slaves. The detached mind doesn't rush, doesn't chase, doesn't explain. It lets others exhaust themselves trying to impress or be understood, while it quietly watches, calculates, and waits for the right moment to act. That's real control, moving when you choose, not when provoked. When you detach from outcomes, you think clearly. When you stop needing success right away, you make smarter choices. When you stop fearing loss, you stop losing power. Detachment gives you calm when others panic, silence when others overshare. It turns pain into focus and rejection into strength. It's not about killing emotion, it's about choosing when to feel. The world can't control a man who isn't owned by desire. When you reach that level, people chase your attention because your calmness makes them feel unimportant. That's dominance. Detachment doesn't destroy connection, it defines it. It shows people your peace and energy are luxuries, not rights. The man who can walk away from everything is the man no one dares to test. Affirmation: nothing owns me. Turning pain into power. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Every betrayal, heartbreak, and failure was training you. Machiavelli said, "Never waste the opportunity offered by a good crisis." Pain reveals truth. It shows you who's real and who's fake, what you can endure, and what must change. The weak collapse because they see pain as punishment. The strong rise because they see pain as information. Each wound gives you data about people, your limits, your patterns. Pain cuts, yes, but in the right hands, it forges weapons. The difference between slaves and strategists is simple. The slave complains, the strategist analyzes. He studies betrayal and turns heartbreak into armor. Every insult becomes a lesson. Every loss becomes a map. Pain can poison you or prepare you, depending on your mindset. Most people drown in emotion. The powerful detach, study, and adapt. Pain doesn't flatter or comfort, it corrects. Learn to suffer consciously. Feel your pain without letting it control your actions. Let it burn away your weakness, not your will. Don't seek revenge right away. Let time sharpen you. Every scar is proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you. That's not tragedy, that's transformation. The most dangerous man is the one who can smile while bleeding because no one can predict him. Pain gives him patience, power, and presence. The world expects suffering to break you. Instead, let it build you. Use rejection to strengthen your limits. Use betrayal to sharpen your instincts. Use loss to increase your focus. Machiavelli believed that pain reveals leadership. Leaders don't run from pain, they shape it. You are not your wounds, you are the weapon they created. Affirmation: my pain builds power. Rule yourself. He who can't control himself will always be ruled by someone who can. This is the sharpest truth of all. Control begins within. If you can't master your emotions, others will use them to control you. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's the art of mastering your reactions so completely that no one can push your buttons. The weak are easy to provoke, tempt, and distract. Their strings are visible, and the world pulls them easily. The strong move differently. They delay reaction, think before responding, and never let emotion decide. That's real freedom. Machiavelli said, "A prince must learn how not to be good and use that skill when needed." He wasn't teaching cruelty, he was teaching control. To rule yourself is to know when to act, when to wait, and when to walk away. Most men destroy opportunities because they can't stay still. They argue, chase distractions, and waste energy proving they're right. But patience, silence, that's true dominance. The one who can pause owns the moment. Discipline is the highest form of wealth. It can't be stolen, only built. Money fades, alliances break, but self-control endures. The man who conquers his inner chaos becomes the one others follow during storms. When you master your focus, the world bends to your rhythm. The undisciplined are prisoners of impulse. The disciplined are rulers of destiny. Affirmation: I rule myself before I rule the world. Rule yourself or be ruled. Most people live on autopilot. They speak before thinking, spend before earning, react before understanding. They exist, but they never rule. You must reverse that pattern. Turn every impulse into instruction. When anger rises, study it. When fear whispers, face it. When doubt appears, analyze it. Awareness creates control, and control earns respect. Dark psychology teaches that people naturally follow whoever looks more composed. If your emotions stay calm while theirs fall apart, they will instinctively yield to you. That's psychological dominance, silent authority that commands without words. Self-discipline isn't about suppression, it's controlled strength, power guided by reason, not reaction. It lets you choose strategy over emotion. When you master your inner chaos, no one can manipulate you. You stop chasing pleasure because you recognize traps. You stop seeking recognition because you see it's just control disguised as praise. A disciplined man doesn't need to prove strength. His stability proves it. Control yourself, and you control your destiny. Every empire that collapsed first fell from within, not from attack. The same is true for people. You lose the moment you surrender your will to impulse. So, be calm when provoked, be focused when surrounded by noise, be steady when everyone else trembles. That's real power. Machiavelli taught that those who cannot rule themselves are destined to obey forever. So rule your mind, your time, and your emotions, because that's where every throne begins. Never think you're poor, even when you have nothing. Poverty isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of control. The man who rules himself is richer than kings who depend on others for approval. Machiavelli said, "Fortune favors the prepared mind." That means, adapt quickly, act without begging, rise without applause. You can lose wealth, comfort, or people, but if you never lose self-control, you can rebuild stronger than before. The poor man waits for miracles. The powerful man becomes one. Life will test you. It will strip you down, betray you, and expose who you truly are when nothing is left. Most people break, but you won't, because now you understand. Kings aren't born in comfort, they're forged in chaos. Every struggle is a crown in disguise. Every scar is proof that you survived where others surrendered. You don't need validation. You don't need luck. You need control, focus, and ruthless discipline. Rise silently until the world has no choice but to notice. That's how power is built, not through noise, but through consistency. So stop saying you're broke. Stop saying you're trapped. You're neither. You are unrefined power waiting to be shaped. You are the storm they never saw coming. If this message hit you, prove it. Remind yourself of your strength. And remember this forever. Affirmation: I own my fate.